Just playing almost contact. I don't think he's going to look to try and challenge in front of this. Maybe just spam a few shots through and hope to find a kill. Instead, he is met by Camo immediately in the dirt. And that puts the B site firmly in the control of the attackers.
Yeah, that's it. A player down on a spike plant to be acquired. Cam spotting the flank coming up as well. Looks like Nats wants to get ahead of this problem. With 3 players coming around. It's a big swing straight into heavy traffic, and he is left flattened. 4 versus 4. Looks like MKOI may have a chance. It's going to take a while. That utility to come into play, guided salvo clearing some of the back boxes. Camo's still safe, tucked in the corner. They haven't managed to root any of these players out of position, and the first one is a 1-to-1 trade, running that clock down ever further as Keiko comes up behind for the corners, and not too much of a worry for MKOI as they've seen nobody outside of A. But in a round like this, you really want to be running into those players with the pack. As we can see, it will be the pack having to run into those players. Team Liquid have already taken control of the empty space on the B site, and it's only flyuh who has managed to fly under the radar for now.
Sat up in tower, but with Wingman being the one to plant, the risk really wasn't there for Liquid. Through goes Camo,
Whoops.
but quite a few missed shots. In fact, a couple of players already dropped. This was a really small investment. If anything, it was only utility purchased into this round for MKOI. Filu and sheydos. Kamyk is going to go down, and it's left all onto paTiTek, the superstar sub in his previous team, but he'll only do regeneration time. They'll be back in what, like 45 seconds. That control's not held on to for long, though. An immediate trade for Kamyk, leaving them in a 4 versus 4 scenario, but... gonna say...
yeah, breaking this is gonna give them an angle.
But...
You will not kill my
well, never mind. I mean, it's not gonna matter too much. It's just a little bit frustrating for Camo. His KD is going down the toilet from early fights, but if they're gonna win the round, they're gonna win the round.
Yeah, you could look at it as a wasted ult, but it did still trade out the position of that player, and, well, I think that's worthwhile. If the ability did that as default. flyuh 1v4 as a result. Not an easy scenario to make work. Question of damage perhaps comes into play. Nice shot on the Nats. Still winnable if Team Liquid give him the opportunities, but you have to think that won't happen. And with the AWP picked up, a heavy piece of machinery, he wants to save it. He won't get the chance. Nats, if there is a push to come through, and they're hoping that AWP gets a chance to take someone down. Unfortunately, it's MKOI to draw first blood.
soulcas, it's a
30 seconds left.
Mixed bag. Only got himself a Spectre. Nats is looking for the entry on his own. He's just going to go swinging up. Still managing to just hold. This is a peculiar way to see the battle. And what soulcas actually does incredibly well with that Spectre. 2 kills to keep things even. Looking like the Armageddon about to come in to try and deny the players from planting with only 10 seconds on the clock. They need to get back onto that site, and it's going to take a little while to do so. Left all onto feet. But I think at times... and now can almost just look to switch back to the rest of the team. This time, though, some good positioning from the remaining defenders.
Thorns are alive.
Although soulcas is the only one really trying to delay. The rest are just trying to clear that south side to see if there's anyone else there.
Well, the Thorns keep them for a moment. Spike has dropped in front of the wall, but it will go back towards the side. I was wondering if maybe there was a play towards the spawn about to take place instead. A nice safe plant. Orbital strike on both squads, but more effective here for Keiko in the post plant, but they need A main control. That might not be so easy. The door just opened. I'm not sure. I don't think that was intentional. Orbital strike goes down. They're forced into the open, forced into the fight, and Grubinho claims both scalps. It's paTiTek and Kamyk on site. A res available, but where will they find the body to do so? Instead, they must stand their ground. Their guns drawn. Strike thrown down in heaven early on. No one there to follow up on the back of it. Gecko's ult used, and it's sheydos coming out of that situation with the dub, forcing another res, another ult rather. The res coming in as Nats goes up to trade
violence. We can't have that.
5 versus 4 as a result. And look, great damage has been done. MKOI at least in with a chance in most of these 1v1 fights. But it's Team Liquid, the ability to go back if they want to, but still running heavy into these forces and taking losses, but trading it out.
Grubinho's found a gap. flyuh also having his ult, but they will be able to survive at the back of it. Kamyk also hoping that maybe they make a move a little bit too early. Filu, though, has taken the space instead.
Not going to get his opportunity to take that free pick that it seemed like he was going to get. Nats, ever wise. Oh, to the space that's in play. Grubinho, he's trying to escape, and he takes one with him.
Okay.
sheydos using the cover of the...
Again, they have to walk through what is a Killjoy Vice setup just to try and get onto the site. No. They've already been isolated. Luckily for them, Nats is fairly used to playing alone. We'll see if he can do any damage here, while the others just wait for the IGL to take control. He's got nothing. His ex-teammate putting him in the dirt, and now the others are just almost having to wait. The spike on the... Now they're in the vines. Now they can't move. If they do, they take damage.
Big push again. Same play coming out of MKOI. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Going straight for the B main aggression, dropping the spike already. Sure, one more player's caught, but the trade is so quick. And MKOI now set their defense up on just north side. All they have to do is hold the spawn. And they're in a strong position. Ultimate used by Filu as well, just to connect the dots on where these players are, and that's both of them spotted. All the info for both teams granted. With the numbers in play for MKOI, the ult online for soulcas. paTiTek puts out the Rolling Thunder to no effect. Far back, just waiting is the firing squad, but they've been dealt the damage.
And I think they know roughly where Filu was after the ultimate, so he's going to be on the wrong side of the map to try and fight this one. Been looking pretty decent so far in terms of his debut within the VCT, but on the other side are two day one veterans. Well, in terms of
Spike planted.
the utility available, it's only really in paTiTek's hands. Everything else is offline.
paTiTek saw that gate crash was a fake as well. So they still don't have the information on where Filu is, but they won't be confused after hearing that step. There it is. One A site has a bit of a challenge brewing. MKOI fully setting their sights on it, and the question is, does paTiTek swing for this? Is he looking for the fight, or simply spotting the information and waiting for the rest of the team to rotate in? A couple of small, sneaky spots by MKOI already, representing a couple of kills with Filu up top. The first domino fell, and the rest have toppled right after. Nats, the last man standing, 1v3 now after his pick. Will be an ace in the pistol round. And a hell of a course correction.
The only thing is that the spike currently hasn't crossed, but I don't know if he's going to catch it. It will all come down to timing. I'm kind of hopeful that Grubinho will swing alongside this, so they'll all look to do it together. Instead, they're going to send out the flash, which will allow the cross. That was the only goal. But each player now tagged, including Nats himself, but you feel like he's the dangerous one in this scenario. 4 bullets left for him to try and find this clutch, otherwise he's going to have to reload midway through, and he's going to get one on the...
Let's not doubt them anytime soon. Guided salvo being set up by sheydos, and away they go, blocking the main avenues you're going to be contesting from. paTiTek was already ahead of it down below. Camo ready for one, but that's all that there is to be found. A close shot by Patty, but it flies past the head nonetheless. Still the advantage, the spike now on the floor, and MKOI need to find a pick elsewhere. flyuh, this is not going to be an easy fight. Having to open the doors himself, step in, and quickly adjust to where this player is. He's seen 2. And paTiTek's the first to fall. A clean headshot delivered. Numbers equalized, but the fight doesn't go so well on the other side.
Yeah, unfortunately, the other two just don't have the weaponry. Fly's doing more damage, but the time's really against him. 15 seconds at this stage. He has to go. Rifle retrieved as he will sprint onto the remaining couple of players, looking for those fights, but in the corner. The team, well, you're seeing those lurks across either side. Fly has been caught. Hopefully not the start that Movistar were looking for. And now Filu is going to go looking to try and find out the setup, but you can see for Liquid at this stage, you don't really need to hold on to the site. You have the man advantage already. They also have the spike, don't they? Drop down underneath.
It could be retrievable. I thought Filu might try to run down there with the ult and grab it back. Instead, they're going to have to just go swinging. Look to take Nats down. It's a decoy, and he's realized it. Now looking for the real fight. Guided salvo doesn't put him out into the open, but he swings in alongside kamyk, and both lose their head. 15 seconds, though. There is no time to dawdle. They have to run straight into this side. Keiko already ahead of them. 10 seconds on the clock. That spike needs to be planted here and now. Thrash already underway, and that buys Keiko a little bit of time to take him down. Team Liquid take north. MKOI takes south. It's going to be a fair trade, at least to start this off.
But they can funnel them in. That's what I'm saying about this Sage wall. Just, it makes things so awkward for them on the take that by the time they actually go to move, the entirety of Liquid is here and ready. Even still, though, Grubinho gets the opener.
Yeah, Armageddon was used to clear sight, but off-site placement from Team Liquid gives them a ton of value for that, avoiding the ultimate early on, able to fire from the side as they walk in, but Movistar KOI still come ahead in those duels, trading out even as it goes deeper with Filu on another, looking to finish the round there, and then it is paTiTek all alone, up against 3 with the spike planted, with a lockdown in play for flyuh with no information.
Them, and they would just lose those fights.
Yeah. All primed for an early fight is Camo. Flash goes out, and so does Filu. Out of the round. Down goes sheydos. It's been a big push from both sides. Work out. This time they run into a lot of bodies. Res is there available for them to use on the Nats as well. This comp working out well, and that
they are still here. That wall has now gone, but immediately you can see the Nats is already watching. Camo holding the angle as well. They're going to try and face off, in fact, against soulcas.
Got these aggressive stances. We saw it, as you said.
We saw him rock a chamber in the past, but he's been nasty with it so far. Getting out of there is not possible, though. So quick on the response from Filu. And unfortunately, this is what I'm talking about. When you have Nats on a site, a lot of the time that means there's no one else on that site.
flyuh. Here comes the cavalry. 1 shot, 2 shots, 3 shots!
Okay.
All I hear is gunshots. Beautiful. And his opponents drop. Team Liquid.
Nobody is going in that direction. In fact, they're just going to run it down over on the B site. Just looking to try and take as much control as possible, clear as much information as possible, and they have found that, again, there is nobody on the site. Rolling Thunder is available, though. The perfect retake utility, but I want to keep an eye on where soulcas stands, because he can take away all of their guns as they attempt to retake.
Well, this is where the fun stops for Team Liquid. Already lost Nats in the way back through. Spike planted. Ults online. Orbital strike for post plant. Steel Garden put into effect early. Might even stop
And no guns.
them from needing that orbital strike. And Team Liquid, do they look in the other direction? They say, let's get the hell out of here. Carrying 3 weapons at least, but look at Keiko. He's stuck. He's in a corner with no way out, and he will be dropped as he attempts to flee this site. This is not the round that you want to see your opponents going 12-9 on map point as a result of completely rolling. Grubinho, chance to drop even more of these weapons. Now listen, 3 rounds in a row. It's achievable for Team Liquid. They have to start this off well. Early gate crash used. Filu's caught. flyuh, Grubinho, everybody's falling.
Nonetheless, that was a nice, clean round to take, and already early information being gathered up by the stealth drone.
But it doesn't see this. It doesn't know that kamyk's up top. He uses wall to get up there, but they suspected it. Fair play. That has given the man advantage to Movistar KOI and put a lot of pressure on someone like Nats, who sat deep on the site.
You might not check it when you're up against the Sage, but you're probably used to checking it from when you're up against the Jet. flyuh. It's going to be in a 1-for-1 trade, but that keeps the advantage with Movistar KOI for now. Ultimate's not online. Keiko definitely the closest, and in fact now he has managed to get that orbital strike. A chance to clear out the top side of the map, and that's exactly what he's done. Just making sure there's no one in the tower, but players had already moved.
That's it with Keiko going down. It's now essentially a triple crossfire. They can swing out together and take every single angle. KOI, as the camera spots them. The recon goes down from Team Liquid. They attempt to destroy the closer traps and now move to the site, but the flash pops just in time. We saw it set up by flyuh earlier, and the execution was perfect with soulcas on the double. The advantage firmly in the hands of Movistar KOI.
Yeah, I was interested to see that it's not the other way around, and you have soulcas playing that initiator and flyuh on the sentinel, but I guess it is just for that reason. Set up that guy who was pretty much known for that first bullet accuracy back on Liquid, with the opportunity to
30
try and
seconds
find
left.
space. See though, Nats has managed to take some control in the last pistol round. Even though they lost, he managed to get himself 3 kills. A couple here could pretty easily turn the tide. For now though, it's a full retake for Movistar KOI.
Yeah, but they've been patient, you know, so far at least. One player steps out, head ripped off immediately. Another, one by one, they walk into this. The trade a little late, but it comes in eventually, leaving it down to Grubinho though, and the close fight from paTiTek. To swing in to check that left laneway. If he does, soulcas more than ready for the fight. He's just been staring in that direction for the last minute.
It doesn't matter though. Just that's things. A wallbang shot with the outlaw. Grubinho trying to make a play goes down as well. That's not gone well. But Filu's still there. That operator has been deadly so far, but bear in mind, Nats is basically using an operator of his own when facing up against anybody other than sheydos.
Yeah, the only one with 150 HP is that Sova. By the looks of it, well, actually, I was going to say he's the one with the fight, but Nats is playing very passive, hiding back, letting the camera spot them on the cross. Perhaps there'll be a reaction. On side, I see paTiTek doesn't have any flashes left, so if they do peek, it's likely to be just that dry swing, and there it is, catching them off guard. sheydos and flyuh both falling, and it's Filu's up.
With no to use the sniper.
Hasn't had the impact it needed so far, but oh no!
Oh, and he didn't land. He didn't land the shot either. Nats has just sort of diffed him in that one, and straight in we go again. Camo leading the charge. The rest of the team just waiting. Just basically, like, is it clear? Anybody that you didn't die? Cool. Okay, we're now coming in too. And once again, Camo's done his job, and they're just waiting. The second it seems like those smokes fade, they are honed in on the angle, ready for the fight. And in fact, Camo is taking a completely different stance. It's going through the cage. That one might be a little bit much. But again, the rest of the team sat back waiting for the post. It's only going to be the trade out as paTiTek falls. But still, they have a fairly hefty advantage. Where are they going? Okay, I think they're getting a little too cocky.
This guy's crazy. I mean, sat inside the smoke with the shorty after, fine. Both players low that are pushing, and both will fall. A chance now as the defuse is being tapped inside of that cage, halfway already. soulcas steps out, looks for the fight, finds it on the first. Smoke about to fade, that shot!
In the lead, and while these pushes seem to be getting faster and faster, Camo now with the Blade Storm, taking full control of the site. Once more, they just have had to sort of give it up, rather than face up against him. With the supportive utility, they are pushing the spawn.
Yeah, well, they've taken a leaf out of Camo's book, going right up into their opponent's faces. 4v4, as a result, Hunter's Fury got a good idea where their targets are, and that's spot on. Nats out of the round. Trap's now gone. Flank up by flyuh. Great position as well. At least one going to be gifted to him. And a chance for more. The pressure on for Keiko. Surrounded. No safe space for him to take, and he ends up TPing behind them. Grubinho falls in the meantime, and that means position unknown. Free kill on sheydos, and the shot.
Operator in hand has had his moments here and there. But again, they're just doing well to force him into really awkward battles and then just running it down.
Oh my. Okay. Couple of connections, it puts them on the board, perhaps. It could be the round. The responses are so quick, though, from Team Liquid. Again, down to a 3v3 with Filu tagged so low, and you know they're looking to get aggressive. The op lands a shot with Keiko down on 1 HP. Filu barely avoiding that nade up top. Finally lands the death blow. Flash is good. Players on either side, but it doesn't matter. Both will fall. Damage done could put Grubinho in a spot to do some damage. He's isolated a 1v1. And the shots landed. That's the spike down. Where was paTiTek with 20 HP? He steps back into the angle. But for that 11th round, Team Liquid, not quite the flawless half, but I think we can forgive it. Paranoia used Grubinho, still with a good chance if they do push up that avenue. And he sprayed through the smoke by Keiko. Well, that's just nasty. Thought he was making a good play, but evidently not, as it seems that Team Liquid cannot put a foot wrong. Everything landing yet again. And, well, except for that, nice shot by Filu, but he's got to do it all. An ace.
Four more.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
On that side of the map. And then they see that there's some utility landing on A. The cam spotted a few players, and they realize their eggs are in the wrong basket. Now it's time to mount that retake. Well, this could be the second round loss that we've seen so far. Don't hold your breath.
Good flash. Just left them blind, but still, again, Keiko is there to land the shot, keeps things even as Filu is able to trade. As said, he's been the one sort of glimmer of hope for them thus far, but the trade's coming back thick and fast. It's left just onto Keiko, but he has been a hero throughout this game.
4 bullets.
Even realizing exactly where soulcas stands. The ex-Liquid man versus the current. As he tries to bait him into that peak, but it's going to be easier said than done, and soulcas is playing this one to perfection, just buying that time on the clock, and that shot just cannot be connected. It will be At least your controller is on this side of the map. Nats will start things off well. That's Filu down. The space being taken, but it's all a ruse. A ruse to get them a plant. The problem is, normally you'd want at least an even trade with the fake. The fact that you're 2 players down makes this a tough post plant to play, and one that you almost have to get aggressive. And you can already see the positioning of Camo is not one of, oh, I'm just going to run in and try and take this alone. He is waiting to see where that aggression is coming from and waiting for his team.
Well, that's it. You can't afford, because of the numbers, to send someone to flank them to cut off those rotations. Instead, they try to fight forward, claim free space. That's denied. And a lot of info now.
Yeah.
They've seen them all. Flash goes up as space is taken on the side. Team Liquid flooding in. Camo with the double and kamyk. Perhaps they'll be able to do it. Right now, it feels like Team Liquid are just playing at a different level. Their aggression has been working across the board on a map that no doubt Movistar Koi came in heavily prepared on. A big push from the attackers, having taken control of Heaven. Spot by Keiko, though, left unchecked for a little too long. Able to capitalize the kill. Fight in mid. Definitely not expecting soulcas to be embedded in that position, but the numbers are thinning and left down to just this man. 1v4, spike down on B. Not a snowball's chance in hell.
Yeah, they're going to double peek it as well. Not a chance. There are other positions that work, lamps as well, I think.
Where good teams get all their strats. Big play, crunch through the TP, but it has not worked out for Team Liquid. And paTiTek, he's got a safe spot.
He'll survive.
He's good. Most of his HP intact. In they come, and he's safe as can be. All right, well, still gonna be difficult to get value out of this position. He has still got 2 flashes, but his teammates are the ones trying to work the map to make this possible. And Nats coming up behind someone. You wouldn't guess it, it's soulcas to win the fight. He's outdone Nats in the flank game. paTiTek caught reloading, will be dropped. Keiko, though, comes in to try and close this out. Everybody's low. 1 bullet needed for everyone, including soulcas. 10 HP. And a rough idea of where he's coming from, but soulcas may have already went to the A site. Keiko has to have eyes in the back of his head as around the corner comes soulcas.
Potential to clear any close positions. That's exactly what he's done, but instead, paTiTek goes peeking. It's only going to be the trade. In fact, flyuh has doubled up. He's made things that little bit more awkward, and they're now looking to switch positions. The problem, though, is that the majority are actually within this A site. One of them, in fact, both of them are going to be revealed. And now you question, okay, do they slow it down again? No. They want to fight into this, leaving Camo as the last man standing, and he's done very well. It looked a little bit labored of Leon, but instead
That one is likely on its way. I think a flash ready for flyuh as well. It's going to come over top and give Filu the chance to close in the distance on some unsuspecting opponents. There's the shot, and it's landed. kamyk not quite able to round the corner in time. And a 5v4 as a result. Gecko utility out of the round. For that defensive side of Team Liquid, they need another hero to step up and find them some space. Flash gone deep, and it's looking like a move towards Bath. A fight straight into the hands of sheydos, but he's given up the angle, given up the space for a moment. He will be the dagger in the back a little bit later on. As flyuh falls, though, they're losing a lot of the control, a lot of the ability to deny this spike plant. Nade buys some time, but flank is perfect from Keiko. He'll land one, even getting onto sheydos quite quickly, but still, that spike needs to be defused with 2 players sitting around and a star available at Grabwell just coming up online. Should be able to cancel. It's not quite going to stop it before half, though. They're trying to body block onto the spike. The time running low. Grubinho desperately trying to get here in time, but he won't be able
through. They almost kind of have to clear it again, because I don't know if anybody's walked into that position.
No command goes in. Mosh just before it buys a little bit of time. As Filu goes down, in go the rest of Movistar Koi, trying to take control of Hookah to help out on that site fight. But there
it seems to be the case.
Armageddon,
There's nobody there. It's clear, they know it, but they're playing in front of it, and I almost think that might just be a plan from the side of Liquid to put themselves in unorthodox positions, ones that you've got to gamble with. Speaking of gamble, it looks like Camo's going to try and sneak out, but they're aware of it. Had support from kamyk, and even the flash going through, but sheydos is still standing. And now it comes down to him versus paTiTek on the other side. A new look initiator versus a tried and true of the past, a man of experience facing off against, well, another man of experience. But this round is so important for Movistar Koi. sheydos looking to try and put it on his back. He even gets the timing correct, but Doesn't swing off of it, goes back around.
Let's see if they can make it work. Getting into position with this utility, Cosmic Divide, maybe that's where the pick comes in, and then they've got a real position to fight from.
Nats was trying to be cheeky, playing in front of it, but this whole idea is an execute to get them into the post plant, even sending the drone through to try and get as much information. They know that the players are there on the other side, and in fact, even waiting to try and catch them off the back of that TP.
Nats is in the pit. Nats is in the pit. And he's been caught. Okay. I just expected him to come out on top in that, but soulcas is on a tear. Double kill already on the site. You've got to fight through that pit to win the round. It's time to think about saving. And as kamyk falls, there's no other choice for Keiko. Can he get out? Drop one as he goes? Looks like he certainly made himself the distance. It's his choice to stick around. They have plenty of credits still to burn up. He just wants to make it as costly as he can. Maybe catch them all on the way out. There's one, there's two. Nicely done. And indeed, there's just been a double back. MKOI a little late getting to the angle. A flash now primed and ready. Filu still lands both shots.
Okay.
Left down to 2 HP, and he will fall. And the showstopper will be cancelled out. kamyk looking to hold his ground, grabs another, and almost drops soulcas too. Neck and neck for a moment. But blink and you miss it. Nats is all alone. Snake bite's good. Buys some more time. Not enough to stop them, though. The plant will be found, and the players retreat to safety. Now Nats, 1 kill needed for a Viper's pit. Nobody wants to give him that. Might only be 2 and 6, but you give this man a chance. He'll put rounds on the board. The tap there, here comes the swing, and it's Grubinho.
Drag this one back now. The classic sort of a short Viper's pit, an aggressive take. Both initiators fighting. They've got to be careful here, and actually, they've lost both fights. Immediate double entry. This leaves Keiko alone within the B site. Camo is running as fast as he can, but he can't get into support with the ultimate currently blocking. In fact, he tries. He tries to go through it, gets wrecked for it. Luckily, you still got Keiko there, who's been an absolute superstar, trying to do everything on his own, even spotting out the remaining couple, but they're going to peek it before his ult can go through. Nats is there with one more. And that res is not going to be coming.
Watch this spike, confident now that the flank's not in play. Grubinho will sneak out though, will grab the spike. 25 seconds left. No notion of where this player is. Oh, and blindsided, but barely alive. The metal in the way. A little bit of armor that he needed. 12 seconds. Nats waiting for the plant to be attempted. Waiting for the push up close, but Grubinho will just plant on backside as safe as he can. 30 HP is not a lot to work with. The fake smoke. Maybe he could be going back into the spawn. Nats has to split his direction both ways. 6 bullets left. But with such low HP, it might not matter. It depends on the timing, and it's Grubinho.
The majority of players are in his spot.
soulcas pushed back behind the wall. I mean, some damage was done, but the reset after decay will leave most healthy and ready to fight. Plant already found. An aggressive push up towards Bath. They've seen Nats already. They know there's players on both sides. They've got the manpower to deal with it as well. If you were just one here, you'd be a little overwhelmed. The flank coming in late from Grubinho. It is a very weird pace to the round. I think Nats will be blindsided by that and just taken down. With the control still over Bath. A good spot if they could get past kamyk. Huge shutdown, deleting the Bath players, and sure, Nats will fall, but now time is the issue. They don't know where these players are. No utility left, though. It has to be just the dry peaks, and Keiko wins it. Now, surely the timer gone too far with no chance for Grubinho. It seems Team Liquid have done it. Picking up the Outlaw in so many of these rounds, it's different, and it works. It has worked before. Let's see if it does this time with all those extra shields in play. Although it doesn't help flyuh much, Grubinho falls quite quickly. Now we're in a bit of danger with players all over the site. sheydos didn't know where to look. He's lost his life. The spike's planted. Rifles now retrieved as the upgrades come in. And for MKOI, man disadvantage. And next to nothing to play with. A decent spam does damage to Nats. Keiko is low and quickly dispatched. Filu comes to save the day. kamyk now has to do it all. Won't get his ult online without both kills, at which point, rounds already in the bag. It's been close so far, and a 1v2 definitely within this player's wheelhouse. They've just heard him step down. They know where he is. Moving in together, off angle by kamyk, and the spray doesn't land. It's Filu's operator essentially in play. A chance onto soulcas to start it out. Not even the wall was enough to protect him. The shot on sheydos is perfect. And after a close preview, it's also right there. You've got to
straight out the Thrash alongside the Tiger. I think it's being held in place though. A good use of the grab wall to make sure they can't get too much information. Orbital strike thrown in, but even still, the opening kill has gone the way of the defenders. That's messy.
What?
I feel like Grubinho definitely should have got the kill onto Nats there, but he hasn't. Failed miserably, and now they get into the post plant. Showstopper, no command available. They had everything to play with, even denying some of the heals that would have gone in onto Nats.
Showstopper on Filu. This could be everything, but the players perfectly avoiding and walking into soulcas and taking him down. Team Liquid immediately on that diffuse tap, swing all their forces through and leave.
And instead, it only gets to half, and they're able to get back in the end and close out the round. 10-7, 3 away from... This was a match where... I was going to say there's definitely been opportunities. That from flyuh was impressive. In fact, it's going to continue. kamyk goes walking back into the same fight, alone with the spike. Well, now for the remaining two, this is troublesome.
Well, Nats is coming back with the Outlaw, and everyone's one hit to him. Still a chance, still a beating heart to this round for the side of Team Liquid, and MKOI can't allow him the opportunities. But after one kill, he's left alone. An ace needed. Blocked out by that utility. Pistols coming. 6 shots instead of 2. Let's see if Nats can make this one work. And what would be by far my favorite Outlaw, clutch, Outlaw, ace, or any of the above.
30 seconds
30
left.
seconds on the clock. And a swing into heavy traffic. Backwards.
Seems like the orb has already been claimed as well. So that is the Viper's pick. Great flash though. Or he threw, but he doesn't get the second. flyuh set him up.
Would find ideal. A push up, and it's perfectly timed. That was Camo popping the ultimate, the showstopper to entry. Denied, but the flank from Keiko. The second man, not expected. Not locking down the control for too long as it's kept into a 2v2. Viper's pick goes up just in time to block paTiTek. He'll creep up close now towards this spawn as sheydos needs to fight his way back through. They know he's here and they are just waiting, beckoning him forward. He spams so much that finally he walks in and meets his doom. It's left to Grubinho. The dog on its way already spotting him. And he can actually tap this from just outside, I believe. Reposition is perfect, but
It was a close one. Again, you had this initial flash. It was perfect. Like both players completely blind, but couldn't quite correct on the second. This was everything though. Like the round is over. If they don't manage to clear hookah from there, you mentioned sort of the spams, but even still, it would have been the 2 players just. But now we look, economy on the.
obviously MKOI have now the advantage to play with. In comes the spike, looking to be planted on site. Lots of backup to cover it. Nade doesn't quite land. In fact, it's a little precarious of a position for flyuh, who goes down, but sheydos with a masterful trade. He's kept this one alive for the side of MKOI. Despite a couple of quick kills back in return, you've still got Filu, excuse me, and Grubinho. And with the spike down, time is ticking. Grubinho will reposition, blocking off their rotation, their likely rotation to the teleporter. In fact, both are walking back. They have absolutely no idea this man's here, but he only gets the one, leaving paTiTek. Doesn't have any pressure on him. The clock is ticking, and it's against paTiTek. 12 seconds as he takes that teleporter. Filu goes as fast as he can. I don't think he had a blast pack left. He'll get here a little bit too late to deny by the looks of things. The nade will be fired out. It bounces back. It's going to do damage, but not quite enough. The shot lands, though. Drone has already cleared out outside of bathroom. There's no one there. They know that for a fact, and I thought that might have seen rotations come through, but no. Playing outside of lamps to avoid that ultimate. Filu goes through for just the one. Grubinho has to step out, but the smokes are there to give him the cover.
Spike planted.
I look with the post bomb. It's for the most part what they desired. Keeping things even. I'm looking at Cosmic Dividers. Potential. paTiTek. Oh, he's dead. Can't quite clear the fragment. And if he had, we'd be looking at flyuh as a mistake. Instead, he gets himself a second with the stinger, a third one as well. He's brought that one over from North America. We spoke about it before, the sting of it. I don't know how he's managed.
Heads while the rifles look to clean up from MKOI. This is their chance to equalize.
Keiko, though, again, this time taking up the role of the duelist. He's been given a rifle for a reason. He only had the opportunity for a couple of them, but this man's hands had to be holding one. He's been so strong looks to do more. kamyk will fall. A trade back of sorts and still an abundance of utility for sheydos to try and clear this site. There are so many players up close that his util could be everything.
Oh, they've cleared out these players, spammed paTiTek as he moved out of position of the guided salvo, but unfortunately, they haven't found the kill, and as a result, paTiTek's there to take the hit off the showstopper, the follow.
27 and 13, by the way. Like, he had some crazy performances on the Jet, but he might be getting close to some sort of new record, because this is so impressive on an individual level. It just looks like he's so comfortable.
You know what I love about Keiko? The old Angel strat used to be, you put all your smokes down, the individual skill to match. I like this. The smoke up close, 3 players creeping in from Movistar Koi, but it's expected, and Camo delivers 2 blind fire and almost takes Filu with him.
This is not what you wanted to see if you're a Movistar Koi fan. They have fought valiantly throughout this series, proven that they can go toe-to-toe with Liquid. Maybe answered some of the questions you had about individual players on this team, but if it sends you to the lower bracket, it sends you to the lower bracket. The manner in which it happens doesn't matter too much. They would be 1 defeat away from dropping out of kickoff with 5 players. Filu low, he's proven he can still hit shots, but not in this one. It's now left onto the IGL, maybe hoping he can get something before they retreat. soulcas with everything to do versus his former team.
Nice snake fight. They're going to be vulnerable, dropping down into it. It's a mistake. They've fallen into his trap, and that gives a chance. flyuh, he did it with a stinger, now with a rifle in hand, and quickly repositioning as well. They might not expect him to be all the way around. The molly blocks that pathway, but are they suspicious of the wraparound? Yes, they are. It's Keiko holding it, swinging